In order to access and edit a specific record, what we need to know is the size of that record. And a record size we can determine based on the size of the structure that has created that individual record in our file. Now, that's something we have seen a couple of times now in the previous code samples, but this time what we're doing is we're going to access and edit a specific record. So what I have, and you should see it in your inventory.dat as well, I believe, here is the data from our structure that we can read into it. So this is a description, and we have a wrench, and the rest of everything is in there. It's just I didn't read it. So first and foremost, which record do I want to edit? We've already read in the inventory, and we are also going to write out to that inventory, and we are going to do that in binary formatting. So let's just go ahead and run this, and we can walk through what is happening. So first and foremost, what we're going to do is we are going to move the playhead. We are going to seek through the file. We are going to seek through the file based on record number times size of record, and we are going to start at the beginning. So which record do I want to edit? I'm going to go ahead and say 0, because that's the only record that I have in there. If I edit record number 5, it's going to go into the space where record number 5 would be. If I edit record number 50, it's going to go into the space that record number 50 would be. This is the advantage to using pointers to a location in the file based on bitwise size of our structure. So for this, we are going to go to the size of record. So whatever record it is that I enter into here from the beginning of the file. I only have one record in there. It's record number 0. So I want to edit record number 0. It's going to get the description, the quantity, everything else, and we're going to enter in new data. So description of new item goes there. Quantity, I'm going to put 30 in. There was one wrench before. Price, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm charging the military for this wrench. And there we go. It doesn't actually return anything. But once we get the data for our structure, so record.description, record.quantity, record.price, we're going to move the playhead back to the beginning of this particular record's description. So in this case, it's going to be 0 again. And the reason we have to do this is because here on line number 30, when I read that record, the playhead stopped at the end of this record. So if I want to overwrite that record, I have to move the playhead back to the starting of that record. And in this case, again, it is 0. And then I have inventory.write. So I'm going to write out this structure as characters to the location that you tell me to write it in the file. So description of new item, there it is. This is a wrench, there it is. And we don't see the character interpretations of those the prices that we saw in there, because those are going to have been cast as binary, which is in this case gobbledygook, but it's really not, because it's being read back. It should be, and it can be read back as an integer, but we rely on the compilation time environment here to be able to do that, and that's because of that flag for binary. So we can move around the file based on the record size, and that record size is based on the size of the structures that we're reading into there. So it's, again, the file operations part is not the difference in this chapter. The difference is thinking of files not as text, but thinking of files as structures or sizes of structures that we can move a playhead around to and access individual records based on size.